The first audition tape we have is from Netflix's Ozark. I love the country accent. Yikes. It's twisted. Let's react to the actual scene that made it into Bridgerton. I don't know if she's actually country, so that might be offensive. Hi guys, it's Makayla Lysiak. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are reacting to Netflix celebrity acting auditions. In the last one I did, I think I reacted to different audition tapes from like Stranger Things, stuff like that, so we're doing it again. I think this is part 2. But I'm super excited to get inspired by all of these celebrity acting tapes. We have 3 today. And if you're excited too, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel because I'm always posting film industry and also some film school content. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Audition tape we have is from Netflix's Ozark, and the actress we're going to be watching is Amy Parrish. Now, she has a long list of credits that date all the way back to 1990. There's a variety of guest star and main character jobs that she's booked, and she's also done a lot of stunt roles, which, okay, I see you women in action. Here's some shows that she's appeared on. She's been on Will Trent, Black Lightning, Keeping Up with the Joneses, and Strangers. For this show, Ozark, she plays Miss Jacoby. Miss Jacoby? I don't know, I haven't seen the show, guys. I should watch it. One of my assistants actually found her audition tape and also the actual scene from the show. So we're gonna compare the two. First, let me start with the visuals. The outfit is super cute. Is she a teacher? Maybe I should, who is Miss Jacoby? Who is this woman? Oh, she's a principal. Okay, because I was gonna say her outfit gives teacher. So honestly, great job with the outfit, Amy. The framing does cut her off. Could be a style thing that maybe she prefers, or just the re-uploaded tape. Beware of your framing and your head being cut off. When I get auditions, they want you to leave headroom, and there usually are instructions from casting directors to make sure that you aren't cutting yourself off in the framing, but she looks great. Let's watch the tape.
I am certain you will succeed wherever you decide to go. Ruth? Well, I never expected to see you here again.
I'm here about Wyatt Langmore.
First off, I love the country accent. I don't know if she's actually country, so that might be offensive. I love her voice.
I am certain you will succeed wherever you decide to go. Ruth? Well, I never expected to see you here again.
I'm here about Wyatt Langmore.
Okay, come on in.
Wyatt said he came to you for a rec and you just gave him these.
Yes, I did.
I'm not one to tell someone how to do their job, but it feels a little like a blow-off. It'd be great if you could write a letter from the zoo.
Well, I didn't blow him off. Not at all. I mean, quite the contrary. I was just introducing Wyatt to legitimate options.
What's that mean?
Well, especially since Wyatt's already missed a number of days this year, you know, which every university is going to take into account.
His dad died. Was he supposed to miss the funeral? Look, there's just been a lot going on. Could you cut him a break for once and just write the letter?
Ruth, Mizzou only accepts a certain amount of people per school.
And?
I have to select the very best. Now, Wyatt is better off with 2 years at OTC, and if he can handle it, transfer him.
Look, I get that being a puppet master of kids' lives does wonders for your ego, but put the bias aside. Wyatt isn't like other Langmores. He's better than me, my daddy, and my daddy's daddy put together. He understands shit about the world most people won't even think about.
I believe Wyatt can succeed at OTC. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another appointment.
Are you touched in the head or something?
Excuse me. Please leave
Not
now.
without the fucking letter.
It is my responsibility, Miss Langmore, to pick the winners. I am not going to take advice from someone who didn't get past the 10th grade.
Tea. Okay, so that was the scene. Let's go over my thoughts. She just has that warm, fuzzy energy of like a principal, like just the soft expressions. It's like, okay, come on in. Growing up, I always loved like my teachers and my principals. She really does convey that energy, at least for me, like it feels very authentic. She also put a fade to black in between them probably being outside the office and inside the office. Again, it's a self-tape. But in the scene and all the sides, it probably makes a distinction between the different locations, but she added the fade to convey that they're in a new place. And I also like the fact that she walked into the scene and also like when she's like, come on back, she moves her body and walks off. So again, it's just conveying the illusion of space, even though this is just an audition tape.
It'd be great if you could write a letter from the zoo.
Well, I didn't blow him off. Not at all. I mean, quite the contrary. I was just introducing Wyatt to legitimate options.
What's that mean?
Yikes, sounds like she thinks that he ain't gonna get into a good school.
Already missed a number of days this year, which every university is going to take into account.
Dude, it's just good. Like, her acting is not anything too crazy. It's just where it needs to be. It feels extremely natural and grounded.
Ruth, Mizzou only accepts a certain amount of people per school.
Also, the condescending teacher, principal, head look down where it's like, now you know. That's really well done.
Wyatt is better off with 2 years at OTC, and if he can handle it, transferring.
Look, I get that being a puppet master of kids' lives does wonders for your ego, but put the bias aside.
And so the head up, she's straightening her chest, she's getting more defensive.
His daddy put together. He understands about the world most people won't even think about.
I believe Wyatt can succeed at OTC. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another appointment.
Are you touched in the head or something?
Excuse me. Please leave
Not
now.
without the fucking letter.
I love that moment of the overlap where it's like, please leave now, but the reader's voice overlaps her voice. Nice. That just really feels like the conflict is building when you have intercepting dialogue like that. And usually with my audition tapes, I do like to time that stuff out with my reader. I'll be like, okay, while I'm saying this, you can come in with your line. Because as an actor, and if you're doing your own self-tapes, you have the liberty to make those creative choices that you might not be able to when you just walk into a casting room.
Not going to take advice from someone who didn't get past the 10th grade.
Now right there, I can tell that she flubbed her line, but that's okay. I think it's super important to not be too analytical over your own tapes, because that can be the danger of a self-tape audition. Even though there's a flub there, I can see that the rest of the tape is great, and that's not something that is too concerning to me. It also goes into the confrontational emotion of the scene as well. I don't know if right there she clapped or the reader clapped, but instead of the reader putting their hand on the performer and trying to mime the slap, the noise was an indication for the actor to have that reaction, which is definitely something that I always do with my tapes whenever it calls for it. So now let's react to the actual scene that made it into the show Ozark on Netflix. Girl, congrats on your booking.
Ruth, I never expected to see you here again.
I came here about White Langmore.
Okay, come on in.
White came to you for a wreck, and you just gave him this.
Yes, I did.
It feels a little like a blow-off. I mean, it would be great if you can write a letter for Mizzou.
Well, I didn't blow him off at all.
It's so interesting. It sounds like the accent is gone. Or is that just me? I feel like the accent isn't as pronounced from the actress. That's interesting. But she also feels a lot colder. I don't know if that's just the color grading making me say that. In her performance, it feels a little less warm. And maybe the southern accent also made it play a little more warm and fuzzy. I don't know.
Wyatt to legitimate options.
What does that mean?
Well, especially since Wyatt's already missed a number of days this year, which any university will take into account.
His dad died. Well, what, he supposed to miss the funeral? Could you just cut him a break this once and write the letter?
Mizzou only accepts so many people from each school. Wyatt is better off at LOTC for 2 years, and if he can handle it, transferring.
Put the bias aside. He understands about the world that most people never even have to think about.
I think Wyatt has a chance for success at LOTC. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another appointment.
Are you touched in the head or something?
Excuse me?
Yeesh.
I'm not about to take advice from someone who couldn't get past the 10th grade.
The chemistry between them was so good. Amy did a great job. I find it interesting that the accent was dropped, and you can definitely tell how the performance changed when she had the actual environment and she got to play off the other actor. Let me know what you guys think. Did you like her audition tape more than the performance on the show? What similarities or differences did you see? Let me know in the comments below, and let's get into tape number 2. Audition tape we have is from Natalie Portman, who is in the Netflix movie May December, which I also haven't seen. You would think that a film school student would be watching TV, but all I watch is YouTube. Comment down below what I should be watching, because there's so much stuff out there and I don't really know what's worth my time. Obviously, Natalie Portman is an icon. The audition tape is for Léon. It was her first role ever. When she was younger, she actually started off with modeling, but later started acting after she auditioned for Léon, or Léon. As we all know, Miss Portman ended up in Star Wars and other very iconic films. She's even an Academy Award winner. And Mrs. Portman is also a scholar. She attended Harvard University in 2003 to get her psychology degree. So let's react to Natalie Portman's first ever audition tape. Obviously, the quality is going to be terrible. Same thing with the framing. It's a close-up framing, not like chest-up framing, which is interesting. This tape is from March 1993. I was born 10 years after this.
What's your name?
Matilda. What about you?
Leon.
Cute name, Leon.
I'm sorry about your father.
Anyway, somebody didn't do it someday or another. I would have probably done it myself.
Your mother, was she there?
She's not my mother. I mean, it wasn't my real mother. My sister, she wanted to lose weight anyway. I bet she never looked so good. Wasn't even my sister, really. Just a half-sister. Not a good half at that.
Hi, Matilda.
Hi, Piggy.
How you doing?
I've seen better days, but I've seen worse also.
Have you ever seen a real pig?
No,
How about a cow?
no.
Have you seen any animals?
Dogs. All my life. What are you doing with a gun like that in your house?
It's mine.
Well, I didn't think it was the old bats down the hall. Jesus Christmas!
Can you sit over here, please?
Are they real?
What good are fake ones?
And what did you say you did again?
So that's all we have. But I'm still gonna go through and give my opinions. Obviously, she was a child at this point, so I can't be like, you have to be Oscar winner version of Natalie Portman. No. That moment where she closes her eyes and is just like, anyway, and like she kind of has that moment internally where she like internally chooses to dismiss it. I think that was a really good moment. And you can tell that this portion of the audition is not off book. She's reading from the sides that are on her lap, but she still does it really well. While the reader is saying stuff, she's picking up her lines so that when she needs to deliver them, she has her head up and is saying them, and she's not saying them while looking at the page. And that is Natalie Portman's first ever audition tape, which is crazy. For her first audition, girl did better than me. And if you saw my one video of me reacting to all of my firsts in the acting world, from my first job on TV to my first commercial and to my first audition tape, it's hard to have a good first audition. So that was really well done. I'm impressed. Last audition tape I'm very excited for because it's a show that I actually have seen and that I really like. Bridgerton. Shout out to Bridgerton. I love Bridgerton. Literally, season 2, best season of Bridgerton. This recent season with Penelope, it just was not good. Colin was cringy. I guess we have all women today because we are reacting to Ruby Barker's audition tape. She played Miss Thompson. And this audition tape is for her role in Bridgerton. So Ruby Barker's role in Bridgerton was actually one of the more bigger roles that she's had in her career. She also played in How to Stop a Reoccurring Dream. But there's been a little bit of drama with Ruby because she actually spoke out against Netflix recently because of the lack of mental health support. She says, quote, "My life was changing drastically overnight and yet there was still no support and there hasn't been any support for that time." She also said that the treatment of her character in the show played into her negative mental health that she was having on set. But besides all that Netflix drama, Ruby Barker came from a contemporary family in the UK, and she started acting when she was around 11 in commercials. She also decided not to go to university and she joined a community theater group. I just switched sides because I felt like it, and I also forgot to switch sides. Okay, starting off with the visuals. Miss Girl, you look scared. Like, I will say it's not the most professional setup I've ever seen. It looks very raw and real. Like, her hair is untamed. She just has a simple gray shirt on. So I'm expecting a dramatic scene.
Okay, why have you brought me here?
Because I wanted you to see your future firsthand should you refuse to follow my instructions.
Bro, is that actually Colin? Why does the voice sound so much like the actor from the show?
Okay, why have you brought me here?
Because I wanted you to see your future firsthand should you refuse to follow my instructions. Heed me. This is what your life will be if you do not agree to be married.
I believe you have mistaken me for one of your soft-handed daughters, ma'am. Or perhaps you already forget. I was raised in the country. I'm not afraid of hard work. Furthermore, it is terribly presumptuous to think that bringing me to a neighbourhood full of good, hard-working people who happen to be less fortunate than yourself would ever sway me to change my mind.
Look at the children. Go and look. What, my dear, might you have to say about them?
I believe it is you who should heed me. I will not stand silently by while you cut a sham with this miserable prospect you have cooked up in your head. I have a man who loves me.
Oh, is that so? Where is he then? Why is he not here tending to you?
Because he is fighting in Spain for king and country.
Is he aware of your condition?
He is. I have written to him. Beautiful love
And
letters.
has he written back to you, ever since informing him of your condition? Sweet child, many men make declarations of love when they want to make love, but rare is the man whose love remains true when the consequences of love-making are brought to his attention.
Pray tell, whatever would you know about love, Lady Featherington? Is it your cold marriage? Because if you were in love, your husband certainly wouldn't look at you the way he does, would he? If you were in love, your husband certainly wouldn't look at me the way he does, would he? George and I have only known each other a short time, but the two of us have shared more love than you or that lecherous cur of yours ever have, or ever will. I assure you.
No, it was so good. And the thing is, she didn't have that much like eyebrow movement. The intensity of her eye contact and like just literally her face alone like was so good. So like it starts off, she's looking around. Even though someone's talking to her, she's not looking at the person who's talking to her. She's kind of looking around the room. That kind of shows her headspace, that she's disoriented or she's feeling a lot more emotional. But you can tell she's kind of like scattered and uncomfortable.
Heed me. This is what your life will be if you do not agree to be married.
I believe you have mistaken me for one of your soft-handed daughters, ma'am.
And now she's getting defensive. And that confidence is really showing through with keeping that eye contact on the person she's talking to.
Go and look. What, my dear, might you have to say about them?
And that beat right there, you know, it's like, go and look, what do you have to say about them? There's a small beat there on her end, and that shows that it's affecting her.
I believe it is you who should heed me. I will not stand silently by while you cut a sham with this miserable prospect you have cooked up in your head. I have a man who loves me.
Oh, is that so? Where is he then? Why is he not here tending to you?
Because he is fighting in Spain for king and country.
Is he aware of your condition?
He is.
I really love that timing there. The reader finishes their sentence, but she's immediately right on the back of it going to respond. That just feels like an organic argument.
Beautiful love
And
letters.
has he written back to you, ever since informing him of your condition?
She's taken aback by that question, and they leave a long beat there. They've intentionally left that moment to breathe. It's signaling a shift from her really defensive nature in the beginning to now she doesn't have anything to say. Remember in the beginning, it was very firm, very confident, and we saw that in the eyes. Now when she's being talked to again, she's looking away. I can kind of see off screen that she's folding her arms. So that body language kind of signifies that she's folding into herself in a way.
Pray tell, whatever would you know about love, Lady Featherington? Is it your cold marriage?
She's back. She's back on the defense. The way that she's choosing to say the words, it's just really good. Her speaking the lines. The pacing and the rhythm that you read your dialogue and the certain ways that you break up sentences or leave small pauses in between, it'll emphasize certain parts of the dialogue and what you're saying. It can make things more impactful. It's also just good writing. Like, we think that she's winning the scene and then it flips onto Lady Featherington and oh, it looks like she's gonna win the scene, but then she comes back. So there's a really nice game going on here between the two characters.
Than you or that lecherous cur of yours ever have, or ever will. I assure you.
Yeah, she won the scene. She won the scene. Bye. Okay, let's react to the actual scene that made it into Bridgerton. This is season 1, episode 3, titled Art of the Swoon.
Why have you brought me here? Because I wanted you to see your future firsthand, should you refuse to follow my instructions. Heed me. This This is what your life will be if you do not agree to be married.
You can see how the acting changes when she's in the environment. Because beforehand, with the audition tape, when it's just in a room, you only have the reader. The director makes the two actors walk through the scene and walk through the town, and the blocking is not the same as the audition tape, where the other character is right in front of her and she can make eye contact that way. Instead, they're side by side, so that changes the dynamic of the performance.
Go on. What, my dear, might you have to say about them?
We have the same beat right here. She takes a moment.
I believe it is you who should heed me. I will not stand silently by while you cut a sham with this miserable prospect you've cooked up in your head. I have a man who loves me.
Oh, is that so? Well, where is he then? Why is he not here, tending to you?
So when we reach the heart of this scene, now the blocking changes from the walking. Now we're stationary, and it's the conversation between the two, kind of similar to the audition where it's face to face. So we have the opportunity to feel that emotion with just their eye contact, with just their interactions face to face there. And we get the 180 coverage.
Beautiful love letter.
And has he written back to you? Ever since informing him? Sweet child, many men make declarations of love when they want to make love. But rare is the man whose love remains true when the consequences of lovemaking are brought to his attention.
Oh! And in this version, Miss Featherington wins the game of the scene. The scene doesn't end with Miss Thompson's jab back at her. Instead, Miss Featherington gets that, so she won the scene. But either way, I like it. I like the show, but I did not like season 3. And there you have it, guys. That is reacting to Netflix celebrity audition tapes. Let me know what you guys thought of each tape down below, how you felt the audition tape compared to the actual scenes. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do have another video reacting to celebrity audition tapes. I did Dacre Montgomery from Stranger Things, so you can go there and watch that if you want to. And be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any uploads. I'm going to be posting back to school vlogs this month because it's August. Ugh, I'm so stressed for back to school, but I'm gonna get through it. It's gonna be okay. And I'll be taking you guys along with me, so subscribe. And if you made it till the end of this video, just comment flower. Why not? I'm in a flowery mood. Also, Bridgerton has a lot of flowers. So comment flower down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!